So I have to say that I'm very, very glad to be here on this day together with all these great partners and with all these great people that made it happen, that we really have our Transgreen project approved in the end and really can start working on the issues that really are at the bottom of our heart, to really bring nature conservation issues into business issues, into transport infrastructure issues, and to come together and all together work on the issue and not be against each other, like Andreas told us in his speech. What means Transgreen to all of us? It means actually a better connected Carpathian region with transport infrastructure that takes nature conservation into account, to avoid situations like on the left side of the slide, and aims to contribute to safe and environmentally friendly road and rail networks in this project in the Czech Republic, Hungary, Romania, Slovakia, and Ukraine. Actually, it would give hopefully an example for the whole Carpathians. Two countries are not participating, unfortunately, due to various reasons, and to the Danube River region. Just in a nutshell, this project has just started in January, and it will go until June 2019. So we have approximately 2.5 years for our ambitious activities. We gathered together, and hopefully to bring in results and start multiplying them. We have compiled, or we have gathered together 11 project partners from 5 of the 7 Carpathian countries, and 9 partners from even 3 more countries are interested and supportive to the project and have the role as associated strategic partners. So WWF DCP has the role of the lead partner, but has strong support from the region, from our WWF colleagues in Romania. The value is 2.5 million European funds, but yeah. What I would like to do now is to introduce actually our project partners, because I had a really good experience during the development time. When I look back, it was actually in the beginning of 2014 when we started to think about a follow-up project of our former BioRegio project. And we were thinking out loud and did some brainstorming. What could be the topic? Where are the biggest needs? What really needs to be tackled in the area? And we came up with the idea to work actually on ecological corridors. And with it then comes along, of course, transport infrastructure, comes along designation of ecological corridors, comes along spatial planning, and so on. So from that, back in 2014, we all together started to work on the development of this project. And each of the partners come from different sectors, from different from different views. There are NGOs, there are authorities, there are ministries, there are research centers. So we have many different partners here, and their views and their knowledge and their experience together ended in this project, let's say. I mean, and we will work together on. So there is UNEP, of course, as this leading umbrella of this project. Unfortunately, we will need to rearrange, as Harald told before. Then we have the Friends of the Earth from the Czech Republic, which is an NGO. I know that they really do work in the field. They do wolf tracking and so on, so they really know on the ground where the corridors are. Then we have the Nature Conservation Agency, Václav Hlavač, you have heard about on the keynote speech, and you know now what the Nature Conservation Agency is aiming for. Then we have here with us the Transport Research Center, who would like to test the tool within the project and support also policy work and, of course, the work in the pilot areas. We have with us from Hungary CWEB, sitting over there. Maybe you can raise your hand and we know who you are. CWEB for Biodiversity, who does a lot of policy work across Eastern European countries and is very experienced in the work, especially on awareness raising of green infrastructure. Then we have from Romania the Association Milbus Group over there, half scientists, half NGOs, let's say, also working on the ground for the wildlife in the area. We have Danube-Carpathian Programme in Romania, our partner or organization, or yeah, let's say, who were here over there. So they welcomed you at the registration desk. And then we have from Slovakia the National Motorway Company, who is our project partner sitting in the back. And from their experience out of the Alpine Carpathian project, I think we will profit in our project. Then we have the State Nature Conservancy of the Slovak Republic, famous within the Carpathian Convention. Also working, it's an authority working for nature conservation. And then last but not least from Slovakia, Spectra. Where are they? Over there. Spectra, they are working on scientific and on research in this topic. So I think it's a very nice various bunch of organizations and people, and I'm looking very forward to cooperate with you all. Then when I come to the associated strategic partners, they are, so here we have one, they host our meeting. It's the Ministry of Transport, Innovation and Technology, and from some discussions with them, I really know that they can support and will help us finding good solutions and advise us for the project implementation. From the Czech Republic, we have the Ministry of Environment, who is not present at the moment, but they are also very supportive. From Hungary, we have the National Infrastructure Development Private Company Limited. This is actually the ASFINAG in Hungary, let's say, so that our Austrian people here, or participants, understand. And we had very fruitful discussions already on what we are going to do in the pilot areas and how they would like to get involved. From Poland, we have here also a representative, Mr. Andrzej Siminski. He comes from the Ministry of the Infrastructure and Construction, and we are very thankful that he could come along to our meeting. In Romania, there are two associated strategic partners. They are both ministries, so this is the Ministry of the Environment and Transport, and they are not present today out of these reasons that it's a long way to come to Vienna. And then we have from Slovenia the Ministry of Infrastructure with Fedor Černý. You've heard in the beginning, also very supportive to the project idea. And from Ukraine, the Ministry of Ecology and Natural Resources is an associated strategic partner, and we also had some preliminary discussions with them already, and we hope for a good cooperation in the future. And with us is one representative of the Transcarpathian Regional State Administration, the Department of Ecology and Natural Resources. So thanks all for coming, and I'm very looking forward to our cooperation. So the why we have this Transgreen project, I think many things have been said before. We have the fact that infrastructure development is increasing in the area due to the fact that people would like to be connected to bigger centers, so, and with it to drive business, and with it to make it possible for local people to get access to health care institutions, educations, and more jobs. So it's all about business and all about livelihood that would be improved in having this kind of infrastructure. But on the other hand, we have, of course, negative effects that transport infrastructure causes. We have, as mentioned by Václav Hlavač, the landscape fragmentation, the land use that comes along with building motorways, like we have here in front of the doors of Vienna, where light business and shopping centers appear next to the motorway. And it also creates wildlife barriers. What would it mean? So by building this large infrastructure development, ecological corridors or green infrastructure is threatened the most. And why do we need ecological corridors or green infrastructure? actually it's the basis of our life, and we really need to take care that we save it for ourselves. It harbors a lot of a high rate of biodiversity, especially in the Carpathians. It stands for migration routes for wildlife. It's important for stability and resilience of ecosystem, and it's also part of the ecosystem services we all profit from, and also for the prosperity in the region. As well, from the policy point of view, there is awareness on the necessity for integrated transport infrastructure. As you heard from some ministries already here, they are here, and we would like to sit on one table together to see that we find good solutions. You see here listed some of the EU policy papers that are the baseline also for our project. And you see as well the TEN-T, which is the Trans-European Network of Transport that is being planned in the Carpathians. Our pilot areas were chosen that these areas are along the TEN-T corridors to be able to also implement these strategies and these papers into reality. And all these papers really call for a balanced approach on infrastructure development, so that nature conservation is taken into account and appeals on to elaborate most sustainable solutions. And all this is actually addressed. This is a picture I gained from Václav Hlavač. I like it very much. So this is more or less the background of the project, and when we come to the main objective, it was also mentioned before that it would contribute to an environmentally friendly and safer road and rail network in the Carpathians as part of the wider Danube River basin. And what we would like to do is here to integrate infrastructure elements into TEN-T. So this is the Trans-European Network of Transport, related transport infrastructure development. And we would like to do it also at the local, the national, and the transnational level across the sectors. So it's transport sector, nature conservation sector, and also spatial and also spatial planning. So how would we like to reach this? Actually, we have three main objectives where we arranged activities and work packages around. For me, the most important issue is that we improve or we foster the dialogues and the cooperation between the partners from the transport, spatial planning, and environmental sector. Then we also, in many areas, scientific knowledge is missing on ecological corridors. So for this, we would also like to provide a better scientific knowledge base for sound decision making in the area. And then, very practical, we would like to minimize conflicts between transport planning and green infrastructure objectives. And this we would like to do in the pilot areas we are talking about later. The expected outputs of this project are a planning toolkit. This planning toolkit includes several documents. One would be guidelines on integrated transport infrastructure. We have a lot of examples around here, but I think we will create one that is shaped to the Carpathians. We will also develop some recommendations for the policy level within this planning toolkit. This planning toolkit also includes environmental impact assessment, training package, a scheme for stakeholder involvement processes at the local level. Then we have the tool for road kills registration for managers. So this is all about this planning toolkit, and how we would like to do that. We would like to organize workshops on integrated transport infrastructure, where we would like to have discussion rounds with the people that in the end would use these tools. So we would like to bring them in, show them our preliminary results at the midterm workshop, and gain some feedback on, are we on the right way, is there anything missing also, so they would have a say in developing these toolkits. Then especially in the pilot areas, catalogs of measures for each pilot area would be developed, where we would like to overlay ecological corridors with the transport infrastructure that is being planned or that is already there, and then to find out what kind of measures are needed there to improve permeability for wildlife. And at the same time, we would like to start doing some actions focusing on conflict minimization. This could be, for example, the implementation of the toolkit for roadkill registration, because here at the same time we know where the corridors are, because we are monitoring and also involve people in helping us to get it. Then we have environmental impact assessment training events with a focus on ecological corridors. A web-based database will be developed where we collect all our scientific data and also some narrative documents about the development during the project's lifetime. And then, as Harald already mentioned, we are working on a draft text of the Carpathian Convention. It will be the strategic action plan that relates to the transport protocol. And in multi-sectoral meetings or fora, we would like to present our results and try to get in together and discuss together and find and work together on the best solutions for the environment. So our target groups are the national public authorities, like the ministries, the regional public authorities, like regional development authorities. Then we have sectoral agencies here and infrastructure and public service providers, and of course interested groups, including NGOs or hunters or foresters or whoever we would like then to invite for our discussions. We did some analysis already, but yeah, it's a long list. Good, and last but not least, and this will lead to the next presentations, these are the pilot areas we have been chosen for the project. This interesting picture shows the TEN-T, so the transport of the Trans-European Network of Transport corridors. And as you can see, we are the Carpathians. I don't know how to show this because it's over there. So we have Beskidi, which was presented already by Václav. We have one area which is a trilateral area between, let's say, the triangle Miskolc-Košice-Užhorod, which lies in Hungary, Slovakia, and Ukraine. We have Arad-Radna, Deva, Romania, where there will be railway, the railway extension is going on. And then we have Târgu Mureș-Iași in Romania, which looks a bit abroad of this TEN-T network, but it's not true, because a road feeder will be built to the TEN-T network there. So this was actually the characteristics that describe our pilot areas, but you will hear more later on about the pilot areas. So what I see, I'm ready really to work for this project very hard, because I think the results will bring everybody something. So it's not only for the people living in the Danube, but also for the nature. So thank you very much for your attention.